morning. Oh. You want to say good morning to everybody? Say good morning. Thank you. So while Lila plays with me, I will talk to you guys about carbs. There is this misconception that carbs are so horrible for you. If you want to lose weight, you have to cut them out completely. And I want to share with you that that's just not the case. That's a very old-fashioned way of thinking. And what carbs does is it makes you retain water. And by making you retain water, it can make you a little bit puffier, it can make you weigh a little bit more. And a lot of people who compete talk about these low-carb diets or removing carbs. And they mislead a lot of people because most people that compete do have a pretty big following because of their body, obviously. So what happens, thank you, is that they decide that by the time the competition comes, it's time to cut carbs out. And what this does is it takes out any water that they're retaining, therefore showing them more ripped and cut. But they only do this for a short amount of time, and it's usually right before the competition. But people have this idea that they should do it since, oh, these people are getting great results doing it. But this is a short-term thing. It's not something that they do for life. It's not very practical living. I'm not saying that lowering your carbs is a bad idea, because yes, you can eat too many carbs. There is such a thing. But I don't believe in completely eliminating carbs and not eating them at all. There was a guy, sorry if my hand is kind of shaking. There was a guy, I'm going to steady it on my knee. A guy who told my client that she needs to cut out all carbs. There's no such thing as good carbs, and she needs to stop wanting to see progress within weeks because, sorry I keep blocking the camera, because mostly it's not going to happen. He's been on his fitness journey for so long, so many years. He's cut out all carbs, and it's simply just not going to happen. So stop wishfully thinking that from week to week you can see progress. Now this angers me because he's not a trainer, and he even said, I don't even know, like, this is just what I think. So I take the time to tell somebody something if there's no, here you go, no evidence based around it. You know, you're just talking out of your ass, pretty much. It sounds mean to say it, but that's the truth. A lot of people talk out of their ass. To say that there are no good carbs, first of all, let's talk about that. There are plenty of good carbs. Maybe you don't know vegetables and fruits. Those are carbs. Starches, they're carbs. Now thinking back in the day before processed food, when men would go hunt for meat, guess what they ate all day? Carbs, until that meat came. They were eating corn, they were eating wheat, they were eating fruits, they were eating vegetables, they were eating lots of carbs. Then the meat came, and then they ate the meat. And this was before diabetes existed. This is before diseases, not diseases, because there were diseases back then. My bad. Cancer existed. Alzheimer's existed. Before all these crazy illnesses existed, we were eating carbs. The problem now is processed food. The problem is that this processed food that we eat out of cartons, our body is not digesting properly. It's bad for our health. As you guys see, I make those videos with the dyes in there that are very harmful. There are sugars and there are artificial sugars that are very harmful. There's a lot of things that are bad in processed food. Now, if you think carbs of all sugar, that's also very bad. Talking about pastries and cakes, those are the bad carbs. But there are healthy carbs. And to tell somebody that carbs are not good, there's no such thing as good carbs, when that's what man was made to eat. We were made to eat carbs and meat. Are you kidding me? That was our source of survival. Imagine if there was no meat, no animals to go hunt, you would survive solely based on carbs and fats. So that gets me angry. But now let's talk about his journey. What he doesn't realize is his journey has been taking him years and years, and he thinks muscle building is so difficult. Yeah. If you're not eating carbs, muscle building is extremely difficult. Impossible almost. No, it's impossible. And for a man to fully cut out carbs, I know there are sensitive ears here, thank God she doesn't understand, but his testosterone levels are very low. He can't get it up, and he can't build muscle with that. Oh, hi. So, carbs, him removing all his carbs is sabotaging his progress. Yet he's going and preaching to people that they need to do the same thing. The fact that it's taking you 3-4 years doesn't mean that fitness is difficult and it takes that long. It means you're probably doing something wrong, and you should probably look at what you're doing wrong. So, my little tip here is awareness. I just want to cause awareness. Carbs are not horrible. Yes, if you're eating 500 grams a day and you're really big and overweight, yeah, bring those carbs down. But don't completely eliminate them, because you're making yourself carb sensitive if you do. You're eliminating something that is not necessary to eliminate. It's not going to speed up your process, because by removing carbs, you're just temporarily removing the retained water from carbs. And this goes to show, like, I know a lot of you have been asking, oh, we'd like to see who inspires you, you know, who motivates you. Hold on, let me take it off. There you go. And I wish I can show you guys, but so many people let me down. Like, I like their bodies, but then the message they send gets me really mad. So, like, there was one girl that I would fall back to all the time. Like, no doubt, this girl keeps me inspired. Her body's amazing. She doesn't preach dumb things, you know. She's got it. I like her. She just promoted carb fighters. She was eating carbs and then promoted her carb fighters, which you know she's never taken. And that gets me mad. And this is why I don't share with people, because it's not that I'm anti these people, because they've worked very hard for their body, and I know that. But to mislead people, teaching them carbs are horrible, teaching them take carb fighters, come on, that's ridiculous. No, don't even, you know, don't. I promise you guys to never ever bring a stupid supplement and be like, this is what's going to get your body fixed, because it's what got my body fixed. I wasn't even taking supplements during my bulk. I was not even taking protein powder during my bulk. I was just eating good old-fashioned chicken, salmon, pretty much chicken and salmon. Oh, I got so tired of that. But I still eat it, just differently now. And I'm not going to give pills that credit. Screw that. I worked hard. No pills, no wraps, no nothing got me my body. And it's not going to get you your body. So, now that I've rambled on about that, the point is, carbs are not horrible. You can eat a healthy amount of carbs. There are healthy carbs out there. And by eating carbs, you are able to think right, because a lot of people don't think right because they're not eating carbs. You are able to build muscle, perform better in the gym. You are happier. We love our carbs. So don't hurt yourself by having to remove carbs. If you want to, because you want to, then fine. I'm not here to tell you don't do it, but I'm saying there's a better way, and it's unnecessary to completely remove carbs. So anyways, that was our carb dedication. This is what baby Lila does every morning. She watches her Peppa Pig. Even though I put something else on, she always finds Peppa Pig. And then she writes all over this table with chalk. And we bought a new table because of my Christmas tree. Once it comes to take up a lot of space, so we bought a smaller one, but this one's a bit rougher, so it picks up the chalk nicer. So she's been having a lot of fun on it. She loves chalk. You are very motivated, yes. Okay, there we go. Nice and clean. You got them on my side. So we are directing you into the kitchen now because I wanted to talk about two things. One of which I wanted to share with you guys a cool find, high fiber syrup, maple flavor. as opposed to using regular syrup that has high fructose corn syrup, this one is pretty much all natural, no artificial sugar, which is huge, no artificial sweeteners, no GMOs, no gluten. The ingredients are wonderful. It's water, dextrin, which I looked it up. It's pretty much starch coming from like brown rice. It's good. It kind of is what adds the carbs in there. There's maple flavor, pure cane sugar, fruit juice for the color, stevia, sea salt, and citric acid. It's 0 grams of fat, only 11 carbs, 5 fiber, which is really odd. Like, I don't even know what. Oh, it's the dextrin that gives it the fiber. And only 5 grams of sugar. And I only needed half a serving. Half a serving is a whole, this guy, a whole full tablespoon. And I really don't need it any sweeter than that. We don't do good with sweet in our family.
Opposed to what?
As opposed to, and this is the light one, might I add. This is the light syrup, which also 0 fat, but 24 carbs, 23 sugar, and the fact that high fructose corn syrup is the second ingredient after water, kind of, you know, you shouldn't have it. And when we would have it, we would have like a light drizzle of it, but I feel better using this one, knowing it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup in it. So yeah, we can throw this away now. I mean, I didn't even know this existed. I just kind of walked past it in the vitamin shop and I started picking things up and reading them. And then I found this and I was like, woohoo, if it tastes great too, that's a bonus, which it does. It was pricey. I think it was like, was it $14.99 or $15.99? Are you sure?
Yeah.
He says $12.99. I remember something like $14, $15, but I believe you. And then another thing I wanted to talk about, and going back to, I was talking about carbs, and I mentioned supplements not getting me my body. I did a supplements video for you guys, and I try really hard to research things. I try not to share things because time and time again, you find out that a certain supplement is actually really bad for you. The Think Thin bars, really bad because of the alcohol sugar, spiking your insulin levels. There's only a couple that don't. And then we're looking at the R40. And then we're looking at the Red 40, food coloring, yellow 6, all that stuff that they add in there. And then you're looking at artificial sweeteners. So it's like so many things to worry about. And I know it gets difficult to have to worry about so many ingredients. You're like, man, Florina, cut us some slack. Now we got to look up everything. But this is your choice. It's really hard, I know, because even my husband, he'll be looking at something and be like, okay, so I know not to look for the Red 40. I know to look for that. What else am I supposed to look for? That's what he always tells me. So we have to like sit there and read all the labels. But
and it all leads to?
I'm sorry.
It all leads to what? To cancer.
Oh, getting to that. Most things that I tell you guys to watch out for, it's because it leads to cancer. So the other thing I want to talk about was supplements. It's so hard to make a supplements video for you guys to find good quality supplements, because sometimes adding these supplements, instead of getting you healthy, which is why you want to take them, they're actually making you unhealthy and giving you long-term issues like cancer. And this is why I take it so serious. And I mean, it's up to you whether you want to take it serious or not, but I think it's important to share. This protein that I was taking that I told everybody about, I was really happy with the fact that they didn't have a lot of ingredients. Somebody, what happened? She's scared? Is she scared? What? It's Curious George. You're not scared of Curious George. Or are you? Or maybe she is. Someone brought it to my attention. Sucralose, I think that's how you say it, which is an artificial sweetener. It's like in almost every protein powder. We went to the vitamin shop and we were checking everything. We only found 2 that didn't have it. We chose one over the other because of the amount of protein versus the other one, and the fact that the other one you needed to use 2 scoops in order to get 20 grams, and this one it was 1 scoop to get 25 grams. That's the only reason why we chose it over it. But almost all of them have it. It's insane. So that's the thing you got to worry about when looking in here, on top of so many other ingredients. The pre-workout and creatine, you got to worry about that color, that food coloring in there. So I want to say supplements did not play a role in giving me my body. Whether I take protein or not does not, like, oh, I'm gonna take this and look wonderful. No, it doesn't work that way. It's all in your nutrition. The reason why I will take a protein shake is because I don't feel like eating. I don't feel like making a meal, a hardcore meal for myself. And that is why I decide to supplement that meal with a protein shake. But the protein shake is not what's giving me my body. I started to introduce pre-workout just because I was hoping for some extra energy. Forget that, I'm just gonna have a second cup of coffee because that's less dangerous than what they're putting in these pre-workouts. Creatine comes naturally in meats, so I'm just gonna keep eating my meat and not worry about taking a creatine supplement. That's the truth. You know, I know everyone is pushing supplements and I felt like I needed to, the pressure of it, but it's total BS. I mean, they're horrible for your health, so I'm not gonna push them anymore, but I will show you the protein I did get. I'm not even going to try looking for them and recommending anything. I'm not even recommending this, although it's pretty good. This way I don't have to be like, oh, I found something else bad in it. But really, we took a long time looking through this. The exact ingredients is whey protein isolate, natural flavors, organic stevia leaf extract, and bromelain. I don't know what that is. That could be something, but I don't know what that is. We'll research it. So this is the only one we found. $40. It's expensive. That's the price of going natural. But I kind of just wanted to say I'm not going to do like a full serious supplement video more because you never know what ingredient is bad. I'm not saying I know everything. I wish I knew everything. It would take a lot of guessing and a lot of upset moments out of my day, but just be aware of what you're eating, and if you don't need it, don't use it. Like, if I don't need the protein, I don't take the protein.
It's not about fighting cancer, it's about preventing cancer.
Yeah, a lot of people are always like, oh, we gotta fight cancer, we gotta fight cancer. At the end of the day, it was all preventing it. Don't eat that junk that was creating it, you know? And it's not your fault a lot of times because they're putting this stuff in our food that we don't know about.
And they're approved. But
it's awareness. You need to be aware of what you're eating. If you find out a bad ingredient is in your food and you continue to eat it, then it's your fault, you know? So try to make yourself as aware as possible. If you really don't want to, then stick to produce and meat and cook all your food at home and you'll never have to deal with that. You're safe. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and eat now. Lila already stole one of my waffles. I'll make another one, it's okay. But I hope you guys enjoy these kind of videos. I hope you learned something out of it. If you do, give it a thumbs up and let me know and I will make more for you guys. Bye! She's being so awkward. Oh, I'm not gonna lick it. You lick it.